Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here, Saturday morning. Saturday, share the love club. We have love in our hearts that we'd like to express for a great Italian coach named Sergio. That's right, Sergio Scariolo is the Share Love Club subject for today. He won his fourth Euro basket this week with Team Spain and Juancho Hernan-Gomez and Lorenzo Brown. And he's a winner, y'all. When Masai Ujiri and Scotty Barnes and Fred VanVleet talk about winning, well, Sergio does too, except sometimes he speaks about it in Spanish or Italian. And because the man is all about winning. And he has had such an odyssey, such a career around Team Spain. He was with Team Spain earlier, won 2 championships. Then he left, and then he came back, and he's won 2 championships with them. And he's been a big part of Team Spain for like over a decade, 15 years, something like that. This dude is accomplished. And it's cool that they thought about bringing him over to Canada to coach with the Raptors for 3 years. And that was really Nick Nurse. When Nick Nurse became the coach of the Raptors, he said he wanted Sergio. And I think that they had obviously had a working relationship ahead of time from Nick Nurse's travels as a coach with a suitcase, traveling around the world and doing different international jobs. They probably were already friends, and they were like, "Hey, if this ever happens for me, I'd love to get you on this level." And Sergio's probably like, "For you, Nick, I'll do it." And well, he came and he showed up, and it was a really successful 3 years of the Raptors' history that Sergio was on the coaching staff. It was that championship year. It was that second year, the bubble year, where we were rolling, had our best record ever, and then the whole league stalled out because of the pandemic. And then he stuck around for the Tampa year also. And that Tampa year was very difficult because there was one point where we all our coaches and players got COVID. All of our coaches. And Sergio just happened to be the only one that wasn't with the team because he was coaching Team Spain in like Europe at the time. So it was really kind of lucky that he wasn't with the team at that time because we wouldn't have had anybody from our coaching staff available if that had not happened, because he came and he coached the team, and he had to coach for one game, and then I think people were able to come back after that, but they won that game that he coached. So he technically has an NBA coaching win as an NBA coach because he had to coach the team when we had nobody during coronavirus. So Sergio, kudos to you. We love you, man. You are obviously, you have a sense of style and class and a persona of you, an aura of you that just permeates like, listen to me. And like, I will tell you how to get there and succeed. And I love that about you, man. You're just cool. I always loved seeing you on our bench and just knowing that you're involved. And that is great that Nick Nurse has an international flavor to our team now that we have Trevor Gleason now. And there's a new open gym that came out last night about Summer League. And it shows a lot about Trevor Gleason and his coaching philosophies coming from Australia and talking to the guys and all that stuff. Highly recommend the latest open gym, a half hour of Raptor goodness, all kinds of good stuff in there. In fact, we'll talk more about it as this stream goes, but let me check in with you guys in the comments. Monique has breaking news for us, and this is a big deal in some ways, and especially I want to talk about this in the context of the news recently, this week and stuff like that. Monique is reporting that Brittany Donaldson has officially been hired by the Pistons to be an assistant coach, a statistical consultant, basically similar to what she was doing for us. She comes from the same world as Eric Curry. They do a lot of statistical modeling on the computer, and they figure out that it's like Moneyball, Billy Bean kind of stuff for baseball. And she's with the Pistons now, and Casey. This is a great hire for them. In fact, they hired a couple of former players also, including Rashard Lewis and Keith Bogans, to Casey's staff just yesterday also. So Casey's got a very interesting, great staff going in and stuff like that. When Brittany left the Raptors, there was a little bit of a question mark why. And I didn't understand it completely. Now, this is the kind of thing that we don't know. Like, what if, because this is obviously could happen with her, something inappropriate or something weird or something like that. This is the kind of things that she has to navigate in her career as a female and stuff like that. And that I don't know. I want to think that everything that happened in the Raptors organization was fine and good. And I know that I've heard her in interviews say that she has nothing but love and appreciation for the Raptors organization. But the fact that when she left at that time and the way she did and all this kind of stuff, I don't know. I don't need to speculate either, because it could be as simple as like she wasn't working out as a coach on our team, just like any other coach would have. And that's the thing. We don't know. It wasn't publicly divulged her reasons for leaving. And there's nothing wrong. And it's just like, hey, I wanted to go do another job. And that's how it all got handled. This is something that the Celtics could learn from this week is sometimes less is more. And sometimes the right less, not the less that y'all gave us and stuff like that. All right, let's see what else Monique's saying. It was really good last night to be with you all in the chat for the Raptors premiere of Open Gym. So pumped. Open Gym special. Yeah, that's fun. Isn't it fun, Monique, to go other places, Raptors, and you see other Raptor freaks there like Tom Duke and stuff like that? That has been happening to me a lot lately. And every nook and cranny on social media, whether it's something Raptors related, you will run into other people that love watching this channel. They're soaking up and absorbing all Raptors content at different places and different times. So Monique had friends in the chat before the Open Gym. That was awesome. That is so awesome to hear. I love hearing that. And Nameless is saying, good morning, Nameless. Good to see you. Damn, I wanted Donaldson. Good morning, peeps. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought she was a great fit on our team, but at some point a couple of years ago, she left. And she went and did some other jobs. I think she was on the college level for a little bit, but now she's back in the NBA with Coach Casey. In fact, she may have been on Casey's staff originally also. I'm trying to remember the timing of when she got hired onto our team or not. So she may have been a Casey person all along in some ways. I'm trying to remember that. But either way, I'm glad she's back in the league and she's with Case. And I mean, Pistons get stronger. They're scary, but it is what it is. We want that good, tough challenge of playing good, tough teams. And the Pistons are definitely going to be that for us this year. Yeah, they will be. Jordan's here. Good morning, Jordan. Glad to hear you enjoyed your morning drive to my show yesterday. Yeah, listen, any kind of way you guys ingest my show is great with me, whether you're here live, actively typing with me, or you're not listening, you're kind of doing whatever you do in your morning routine while you just hear me and stuff like that, or you're driving to work, something like that. That's awesome. I did this the other day. I for my Scotty's Twitch stream, Thursday one, I had to do a bunch of juicing and I wanted to review it. And I brought the computer into the kitchen and I started prepping all my juice, vegetables and fruit while I rewash myself. And I was like, wow, actually, I am pretty good to watch while I'm doing something else, while you're doing something else. Oh, okay, yeah, just put me on in the background and have me rambling on and on in the background. It's all good. I love it. Duke saying, new episode Open Gym came out. Lots of great footage from Summer League. Also the My Son thing. Justin's very prominently put in this Open Gym episode. We see a lot of stuff about him in the beginning, and then we don't really find out about when he hurt his hand, and his wrist and stuff like that. It was kind of cringe, some of it with Justin on there. Once again, there's some cringe for me with him and stuff like that. I read people with their facial expressions and the way they're acting and how they're really like feeling and stuff. And he's insecure. This is a part of the problem with Justin this summer, sunning everybody. He's insecure. And that is a manifestation of insecurity inside him because he does not know what his position is going to be with this team and stuff like that. Now, he's undrafted last year. If he doesn't get on the main team, he should be full 905 this year, like Gabe Brown, and just try and continue to fight and scrap to get into the league any which way, whether it's by completely killing it in the 905 or what. Now, a lot of people are saying he's a shoe-in to make the team. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. There's a lot of Raptors experts saying that. And I don't believe that because I think that he is very much was a fringe player, just barely in the league last year. And this year it's tougher. This is what we've seen with, saying goodbye to Svi and Yuta is that this year is tougher to make this team. So he's not guaranteed a spot on this team this year. I don't know why everybody thinks this, just because. Like I think that about Delano, but there's good reasons for why I think that about Delano, other than him being from Toronto and him being a 6'9" point guard with a crazy, amazing skill set that can be very much utilized. Now, Justin, in other cases, like a lot of his skills are duplicated in the other Raptors ahead of him. Delano has skills that other guys do not have on this team. And Justin, in some ways, I hate to say it, but there was a lot of cool footage in this thing. I really enjoyed the parts with Koloko and Ron Harper. Ron Harper is really special, guys. And so is Jeff Dowden. Those two guys, to me, are very much really cool character guys. Like Jeff Dowden is a really cool dude. I can really tell. He's one of my favorites coming in this season right now. I really want to see Jeff kill it, because he's one of these understated, hardworking dudes that I know has been slighted his whole life, and he's ready to make people pay. And that's what I love about him. And then Ron, you can tell, comes from a really well-grounded background with his father, Ron Harper Sr. And, he's saying stuff like he's on the team that is going to make the best team in the league to be a two-way on. He really believes this, that he could have gone and gone with any other NBA franchise. And he actually said this on Open Gym in the episode. He would like to be a Raptor for as long as possible, that he really does want to be a Raptor for long term. And I love hearing that from a guy who hasn't even played a game for us yet. Ron Harper Jr. wants to be a Raptor for a long time. That's a beautiful thing. And it's really cool to see Christian Koloko up close and kind of feel his personality. Sometimes, to me, his face, he looks so much like the Grant twins. It's like he's like a little bit taller Horace Grant, the way he looks with his face. He looks a lot like Horace Grant in the face, or Harvey. Maybe he looks a little more like Harvey. Harvey was a little skinnier than Horace. So, yeah, but I love this crew. Like, this is a really good team. And DJ Wilson, too, like his interview, him talking about like trying to make this team and stuff like that. You can tell he really wants to be a Raptor also. This is going to be such a tough training camp. This is going to be crazy. But I highly recommend this new Open Gym episode. It's fantastic insight on our young rookies, and also on Trevor Gleason, seeing him coach it up close, and then seeing it from the other side, from the bench, seeing the dudes that roll up and all the bling, and sitting in the front row, the Raptor starters and core, from that great picture this summer with all of them together. And Scotty's little parts in the Open Gym are always fun. There's one part where he's trying to lift the bar and he's trying to pull it up, and like it's a strength test and stuff. Like he's like, and he does it and he drops it. And then he says, like, and they say something like, "Oh, you did a good job." And then he says in a high-pitched, broken voice, "I'm getting strong." And just from watching Scotty all summer and watching him do that little line in that point, it just made me laugh a lot, because that's pure jokes by him. I'm getting strong. And we know, like, because at some point in the middle of the summer, he started saying that he gained 10 pounds of muscle, and that he weighs more now, and he's way stronger than he was when we played against Philadelphia. And we heard Nick Nurse say this in the Open Gym episode. He said, that Philadelphia series was real physical. So he wants everybody to go hit the workout, the gym, to lift some weights on their way out the door, because he wants everybody to be super strong this year. Like, you can tell that's a big initiative for them, to be able to meet their matches with people like the Sixers, especially since they beefed up with Montrez and PJ. So, yeah, Nick Nurse is putting an emphasis on the weight room this summer. And I think a lot of our guys have taken that challenge. Like, we do see a little bit more muscle development in different ways on different people. People are noticing things about Chris Boucher this week. People are, obviously Scotty is looking more and more like this WWE wrestler with his muscles right now and stuff like that. And, Pascal is looking very strong right now also. And I'll bet you Koloko's trying to put on that muscle on his arms as quick as he can, coming in as a rookie, stuff like that. So really, really interesting stuff on the Open Gym episode. Highly recommended. Open Gym special, Summer League from, it's a few months ago, the footage and stuff. But this is Open Gym signaling that their season is starting. And get ready for their content coming weekly. Usually drops on Friday afternoon, evening time is when you'll get new Open Gym episodes. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying. Duke's also saying, I never thought of the connection between Bo Cruz and Sergio. Cruz just might be a lock for a roster spot. I'm pretty sure he is. I mean, there's a lot of different things determining this, Duke. It's the length, it's the how much. Like they're not paying him a minimum contract. He has a 2.9 million price tag for this season. And that performance at EuroBasket really is really incredible because listen, that tournament had all kinds of really great NBA players in it. And right, like you're saying, he has a connection to Sergio. And Sergio could easily talk to Nick and everybody and let them know, like, yeah, you need to get this dude on your team. On the down low, he's about to bust open as a player. He's been middling, having a hard time, but really he's about to flower as a player. And this is the right time for the Raptors to get him on the team. You know, he couldn't do it in Boston. He couldn't do it in Utah. Well, let's get him here and get the rewards for Bo Cruz on our team and stuff like that. But yeah, that connection is good. And it's really is a part of the Raptor family and who we're talking about today. Sergio, coach of the Spanish national team, a real winner, 4-time EuroBasket champion, an NBA assistant coach champion. This man has accolades. In fact, the country of Spain celebrates Sergio as the greatest basketball coach in their history. In the history of Spanish basketball, the greatest. If you go and ask an average Spaniard on the street of Madrid, who is the greatest basketball coach in the history of your country, they will go, Sergio, Sergio, it's Sergio. Because it is Sergio. He is the most successful coach in the history of Spain. And they celebrate him really hard over there. I'm telling you. Good morning to Evelyn, Raptors freak Evelyn. Yes, so happy to see Evelyn. I hope baby Candace is doing great this morning. Good morning to you. All right, let's see what else. Monique's saying the Ime Udoka story is more and more ugly. Oh, yeah. All right, Monique, thank you for bringing this up. There's been, listen, I watched that whole press conference with Brad Stevens and Weish, the CEO of the Boston Celtics. Those men are shook. Those men are very shook. Like Brad Stevens was about to cry all throughout that whole press conference. He had a tear just waiting to jump out of his eye. There's something really weird about this. Like if we're going along lines of some of the stuff we were speculating, I think he might have slept with Brad Stevens' wife. That it could be that close. Because listen, this is what I read from what Boston CEO and Boston Brad Stevens were saying yesterday. He's dead to them. That's right. He's suspended for this year, but he's never ever going to coach the Celtics ever again. This year is not. He's not coming back. They're not. They would have fired him yesterday if they could have, but there may be something with his contract and legalities that they can't. He is never ever going to coach for the Boston Celtics ever again. And there is a strong possibility he may be blacklisted from the whole league and not allowed to coach ever again. And that's the very interesting thing because he's had 1 year as a rookie head coach and he went all the way to the finals. This is a very strange situation that this dude may be a one and done like that. And that may have been his only shot because what he did is so egregiously bad, apparently. Like Matt Barnes, we know Matt Barnes, former player. He was involved in this thing with Derek Fisher sleeping with his wife. Yeah. So Matt Barnes knows about this kind of shenanigans that can get you in trouble in an organization, but on the other side. And when he found out Derek Fisher was sleeping with his wife, he drove over and had a little talk with him. That's what happened. But you don't see Derek Fisher coaching the NBA at this point. And this is why, because there is some rules about messing with people's wives. And Matt Barnes said, I stood up for Ime Udoka the day it came out. He said, I put a TikTok out and said, I stood up for him, but I found out more about it from somebody. Yeah, I'm in the media. So somebody, a friend of mine told me the whole story of what happened. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is crazy, is what he said. He said, I cannot stand up for this man. So he did something really bad because Matt Barnes won't stand up for him anymore. And it's like, he's saying he wanted to pray for everyone involved. So this is some serious shit that happened in Boston. Like they had to do this because it was so egregiously wrong and bad what Udoka's behavior was. So this is what I'm saying. These are the cliff notes of what I just said about this update. He's dead to the Celtics. He will never ever coach the Celtics again. Reading through between the lines, they are not going to bring him back. They're suspending him, and they're going to hope that story dies down and goes away a little while, and then they're gonna hire a whole new coach next summer. Bet Mazzola will coach this year, and then they're going to go hire a big name coach in the summer. And Ime Udoka's dead to the Celtics franchise. I'm going to tell you that right now. And part of the reason why they're so sad and about to cry is they see the dream and the thing that they had been building in Boston get messed up. That when Brad Stevens had to talk about talking to the players about what had happened, they were pissed off. They were very pissed off, and they did not totally understand why this was happening or anything like that. They did not like this at all. They really, really didn't, the players. So this is very, very interesting that Matt Barnes cannot defend Udoka, that they were so cryy faced at the thing, especially Brad Stevens. Like, he seriously, like, they were talking about how some people have been unfairly punished or hurt because of the fallout of this. He almost broke out crying in the middle of that. That's what I'm saying. There's something there that may be personal with Brad Stevens in this whole situation. Because you got to understand, he was grooming him to come up and take this job. Why would Brad Stevens step out of being the head coach and go to the top and hire this guy if he didn't think he was the absolute best dude to replace him? Well, that's sad to him. And I'm also wondering, well, if you're suspending him and you're in the organization, why aren't you fucking coaching the team, Brad Stevens, this year? I mean, you were the coach before Udoka. You could easily just step down for 1 year and do both jobs or something like that, or get somebody to come in and do your other job, and you coach the team this year. I think it's because the players think you're an asshole and they may not like playing for you, but you still want to be involved and stuff like that. I don't know. It may be that the players won't like switching back to Brad Stevens because they really like playing for Udoka. This is such a sticky situation. And in some ways, it's just getting more and more intriguing, like Monique is saying, that it's just getting more and more ugly, but we don't even know why. But Matt Barnes did allude that we may find out at some point exactly what happened. That it's not for him to tell us, but he knows, and he cannot defend Matt Barnes at this point. And those men in the Boston Celtics organization that had that press conference yesterday, they were about this close to busting out in sad tears about what happened. Very crazy. And it just gets worse for Boston Nation. We hear now, they were saying 4 to 6 weeks for Robert Williams. Now they're saying 8 to 12 weeks after the surgery happens. So that means they may not have Robert Williams for 3 months from now going into the season. So it just gets worse and worse for Celtics Nation. They probably are wondering, what the hell did we do to this world? Well, you probably did do stuff, if we're talking about karma, to get this stuff coming back to you. Let's just put it that way, Celtics Nation, and stuff like that. So yeah, this very, very interesting situation that this is getting uglier and uglier. I think you're right, Monique. Duke's saying, I don't know about insecure, but dude is obviously extroverted, and that carries weight, in my opinion. But I can see how some might see him annoying. I just like people, if you're going to be cocky and you're going to talk a lot of shit, back it up. And I don't feel like he's done enough in any kind of way with his career to really throw the weight he's throwing around on the team. In fact, I don't like the way he's bullying the rookies. He doesn't, it's not a good look. It really isn't a good look. Was anybody bullying him in his rookie year last year like that? No. So why does he have to do that to Ron Harper Jr. and Christian Coloco all the time? If he thinks it's some sort of cool rookie hazing, it's not. It's just annoying. And as I said, I've been on the record this summer as disagreeing with Justin's Sunning, jumping in on people and their interviews and getting their shine. That Ron Harper was getting an interview on ESPN, and all of a sudden this clown's jumping into the screen and doing stuff like that. I'm not down with that. And in some ways, this open gym celebrated Justin being like that, and I'm not totally cool with that. But this also, it could be just like on Survivor. They show a person on Survivor a lot in an episode, and then they get voted out later. That's what I'm saying. They may be wanting to get Justin content in as much as possible now because there may not be any more Justin content once season starts. So I'm not on Justin's train as far as wanting him on the team right now. I feel like he's a distraction. I feel like he offers more negative in some ways than positive at this point. And I think we can get way more out of that roster spot than what he would bring. And that's me on the record for this. And listen, seriously, people that act cocky and put down people around like that, that is really a manifestation of insecurity. And he is insecure about his position on the Raptors right now. Trust me, he is. I mean, he saw them get Bo Cruz and they got Josh Jackson, and that was not stuff that he liked to see because these are much tougher competitors for him. Last year, he didn't have to compete to get on the team. He was like Jeff Doughton and Ron Harper. He was on a two-way, so he was set. This year, he has to compete and stake his claim on his spot. And he may have the ends because he's like got friends and people in the organization and all this kind of stuff, but he may not have the ends because he was hurt this summer. And also, he, like I said, he's duplicitous or duplicates a lot of what we do with our other guys. Like there's stuff that he does that Precious can do. It's like I don't see the value in him being so singularly unique in the NBA. Like a lot of guys can be good offensive rebounds and corner 3-point shooters. A lot of guys do that. So it's like he has to really distinguish himself and be so good that we can't say no to him. And I don't think he's done that. This is from my educated eye this summer. It's hurt that he's been hurt. Seriously, like if he had played at Rico Hines and done a bunch of stuff there, if he played in the summer league, I'd feel better about him, but I don't right now. I really don't. And Nick Nurse has alluded to this multiple times this summer that, to show us whether you should be on this team, you have to be available and ready to play. And that's just the basic truth of it. You have to be there and able to play. You can't be like Kawhi and Paul George and sit all season. You have to actually be playing and producing for us. And if you're not there, that's trouble. That's why he's got to make up time now with preseason and training camp. So we'll see what happens. I'm not counting him out completely, but I do honestly think he's on the outside looking in the way that these things are shaping up so far. And, I would much rather have DJ Wilson on our team than Justin Champagnie. If I had to choose between those two people, I would pick DJ right now just because of different reasons. He will help us better. All right, let's keep going. Tom Duke saying, morning, folks. Happy Saturday, one day closer. Tom is counting down the days to next Friday. And that is the open practice in Victoria, British Columbia. I just want to tell you, Tom Duke, there's a convention in Victoria today. It's a con, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan is in your city right now. If you want to go meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan, go down to that con in Victoria today. Him and his lovely wife, Deborah, are in your city today signing autographs at the con in Victoria. I don't know if it's a Comic Con or, some sort of Wrestle Con or something like that, but there's wrestlers, at least in your city, signing autographs today, this Saturday afternoon, Tom. Just so you know, a little heads up. I don't know if that has any interest to you, but you could go meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan today if you wanted to. Evelyn's saying, hi, Monique. I'll watch the new episode of Open Gym later. Thanks for the info. Yeah, it's a really good one, Evelyn. And of course, that's a sign the season's starting to start up. And, the Open Gym's back, baby. Woo! All right, Duke's saying Coloco in Open Gym got me pumped. Yeah, Duke, me too, man. I believe Coloco is a big deal. The faster he adjusts to the NBA, the more he will unlock the wraps on both sides of the floor. The thing about Coloco I loved hearing in the Open Gym was him talking about Freddie taking him to the side and saying, Fred taught me some things right away. And I really think this has something to do with the lobs and the different things like that. Because like whatever Fred told him, they have an instant connection because they have a very strong, really good chemistry already, just from the clips that Rico Hines runs, that Fred coached Coloco right away. You'll see it in the Open Gym episode. He talks about it. Fred took me to the side and said I was doing something wrong. He told me to do this instead. And boom, look out. That's the thing about this team. They really do help each other. It's like some teams get like really weird and like stingy. Some teams have veterans that are very scared of their spot getting taken. So they don't help the young players that come in. They're very proprietary about knowledge in the NBA. This is the way the NBA was for years and years, is that rookies came in and the pros didn't necessarily teach them or were open arms and saying, yeah, come on in. We'll teach everything that we know. No, they're more likely to say, this kid looks younger and more talented and I'm scared of him and I'm not going to teach him shit. So that is really good that the Raptors have a culture that isn't like that it really is an all for one and one for all kind of thing. And it's not competitive within to that point where it's like you're trying to hurt the other person by not being informative or communicative with them. And that is a big problem in the past with NBA. And that may be part of the reason why we're so good, is that we really do have guys that want to help young guys come up and get better, whether it's Thad Young with what he's done last year. I'm sure Otto Porter will be like this year with hit the young guys also and stuff like that. It's really important to pass it down. And Fred's doing that for Coloco. I really like that part. Randolph Phillips is here. Good morning, Randolph. Saturday mornings. Blessings to the Raptor Freak gang, and blessings to Raptor Freak Randolph Phillips. The season is coming in fast, sir, and we are so excited to see what's going to be coming towards us with Raptors W's all over the place. That's right. That's what we want. Duke saying, yeah, there is something egregious with Udoka. I don't want to speculate, but for the Celtics to suspend him for a year seems odd. He severed that tie. He did something so bad they can't forgive him. That he really is like the body language I read from Brad Stevens and Weish of the Boston Celtics is that he's dead to them. He's dead to them. Like they're saying, we want to move forward. We want to move forward with things and move past this. Well, that means they want to move past him completely. And this is like what I'm going to say is it may be that he's silently blacklisted from getting any coaching jobs in the NBA from this point on. And what a weird tale this will be in years to come. People will talk about Ime Udoka. If he does not get another NBA job, they'll talk about the what ifs and the what could have and what could have happened if he hadn't fucked up his career by getting a little side. Yeah. Yeah. And who knows? He may have been so crazy in his ego last year that he might have been having sex with Brad Stevens. And some people even speculated that he got somebody pregnant that he really shouldn't have gotten pregnant and stuff like that. The situation is just really messed up. It's Maury Povich kind of shit. Oh, yeah, it's like Maury Povich show over there in Boston right now. We don't know exactly what happened. They could get Jerry Springer, Jerry, and get Ime Udoka out there and whoever he was with, and then the other person that's pissed off about it that leaked it to obviously, that's the thing. A lot of this is ego. Ego will kill everything. It was Ime Udoka's ego that thought he could just do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with people's wives. It was, the ego of the person that was hurt by him doing this, leaking it out. That ego hurt them. So there's ego in different places that are hurting the Celtics right now. It's very much an ego problem over there and stuff like that. So it's very, very interesting. Hey, let that fire burn. That's what I'm saying. Just let that fire burn. All right, let's see. Tom Stan, Brad felt bad and pretty much said it wasn't one of the great women in their organization. Geez, it probably was Mrs. Stevens. The way he looked, he really looked like, if you watch it again, Brad Stevens is very emotional, and he's not a very emotional guy. Like if you watched how he coached the years he coached the Boston Celtics, he keeps it really in pocket and doesn't get too emotional with his face. He's very stern. There was some weird emotion bubbling underneath him in that press conference for sure. And they did release and say that nobody else is getting punished for this, that Udoka is the only one getting punished. The woman involved is not getting a punishment for this. And I know a lot of people were curious about that and wanted to know about that, but she's not going to be in any trouble. He's the only one getting in trouble. Raymond Jacobs here. All right. Raymond Jacob, birthday boy the other day. Morning, y'all. As Raptors fans, do we feel bad for Boston or good? If Boston goes down, is that the end of our rivalry? No, it's not the end of our rivalry. We'll have a rivalry with them until we beat them in the playoffs. They've got us 1-0 in the playoffs in our history versus Boston. And that's the bubble series is the only time we've ever played the Celtics in the playoffs. Well, I want to play them again, and I want to put them out. Yeah, I do. And no, this rivalry won't go away. Listen, they're going to be still a pretty good team. They're going to be a little different, and they're going to be a little like their spirit's going to be weird. And the other thing about it is woulda, coulda, shoulda kind of stuff. Like I said, Celtics fans going to second guess every single thing that happens this year. What would have happened if they had Udoka and none of this shit had happened? The players are going to have weird things going on with them because of how they feel about him and stuff like that. And Mazzola is an interesting coach. Brad Stevens very much believes in him. And he kind of made it clear why he picked him over like Damon Stoudemire, is that he feels like he's the best leader out of all of the assistant coaches. And that was kind of code to say that maybe like that he doesn't feel like Damon is a good leader. I don't know. Like maybe he's not vocal enough or demonstrative enough. I've talked about this recently that coaches need to be politicians and they have to throw their weight around and have to get attention and favor from the referees. And if they're kind of a speed bump, they can get just rolled over or just like, yeah, whatever. We don't care about him. He doesn't have any respect. That's the biggest, toughest thing as a head coach is to gain respect from the referees and different things like that. And I don't know, this Mazzola's got like these charges from his college time. And Brad talked about it very in depth. He said, listen, I saw that stuff too, and I vetted him very strongly when we hired him. And I feel like what you need to understand about that situation is that he learned from it and it shaped him into who he is at this point. But there's a lot of questions at that press conference yesterday about culture, about the Celtics culture. Like, does Udoka's behavior mirror more of that kind of behavior in the culture of the Boston Celtics? And they're trying to say, no, I don't think so. I think this was an isolated incident, stuff like that. Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Culture leads to this kind of stuff, and that culture allows for this kind of stuff if the culture is permitting. And I think that this is the kind of thing that maybe the Celtics need to just clean up house a little bit with their culture. And I don't know. I still don't think Mazzola is the right pick. I would have picked Stoudemire, like Kareem said yesterday, but there's a reason why they picked him instead and stuff like that. It is what it is. So you know what? I'm not feeling bad for them at all, Raymond Jacob. This is great for us. We're Raptors fans, and we want to see the Celtics have problems because that's the thing. This is how the NBA works. People get to be dumpster fires and they go crashing down. It's just how it happens. That's why running an NBA team is tough. It's a ship where you don't want to have any leaks, literal leaks, like Boston had this week. And you want it to be very run, very like professionally, so that there's none of this kind of bullshit shenanigans kind of happening. So I don't feel bad for them. And yes, it will still be a rivalry no matter what. We want to get some get back. We got get back to get against them still. And don't feel bad for them. Raymond, if you want to, because you have a kind heart, go ahead. But I won't. I'll tell you right now, I will not feel a damn bit sorry for the Boston Celtics right now. No, I won't. Duke Rocks is saying in open gym, it was Banton that started the My Son thing, a form of trash talk. Okay, Banton started it. Delano. Ooh, Delano. Well, either way, I mean, I'm on the record for how I feel about the My Son thing. The thing I do with Justin Bieber is actually making fun of it and something that it's not that I condone it. It's just I want to make it look as ridiculous as it is with a beaver puppet is kind of what I do with that. But listen, I want to like Justin, but the open gym yesterday did not make me like him more. It made me hate him again, honestly, because I kind of just saw the arrogance and the way he was kind of carrying himself around the team. And I'm like, dude, you need to be a little more humble and get a little bit more accomplishments before he's like, it may be just this is his personality and he has to grow into it. Well, he may never grow into it at the NBA level. Listen, I watch a channel on YouTube called Stunted Growth. It's an absolutely fantastic YouTube channel where they take specific NBA players and they talk about why they didn't make it. In fact, he has a recent episode on Jared Sullinger, former Raptor Jared Sullinger, and why he did not make the NBA or stick to it. And they could make a Justin Champagnie episode like this in the years to come if he's not careful. And that's what I'm saying is like this dude has nothing given to him. He's got to go and take it and he's got to do it. But he's kind of doing stuff ahead of time before he's actually gone and taken it. Like I could see Scotty acting like him and he could get away with it. But Scotty would never act like him because it's kind of like it's pretty asshole-ish. And like it doesn't look good. It doesn't make you look good. But Scotty could throw that weight around and act like him and sun everybody. And I know he does to a degree. He does sun people. He suns people on the 2Ks from time to time. He says, "Oh, you're my son," and stuff like that. But he could do it and it would make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Because this dude actually could go sun people and get up on that rim and make them look like little babies needing their apple juice. Yeah, because Scotty can do that. But Justin can't do that. He doesn't have that clout. He doesn't have that weight to throw around. That's the thing that pisses me off. I don't like players that throw around clout that don't have clout yet. And Justin doesn't have clout yet. He's still trying to make the league. And that's really my thing right there and stuff like that. And don't like downplay or make these guys feel like Koloko's trying to sleep in the OVO center. He's probably just traveled. He's very tired. He's probably worked out. And he's laying on a table. And Justin runs in there and wakes him up and says, "You're my son," and then leaves. I'm like, that's just tacky, dude. Why? You don't want to become a catchphrase. Let's just put it that way. You will become a catchphrase if you're not careful, Justin. If you don't distinguish yourself in other ways and stuff like that. But yeah, even if Banton started it, it's definitely become Justin's thing, and he's just overdoing it. He's overdoing it. Banton does it here and there. It's like, and it's kind of slick. How he does it. He does it kind of in a mumble or not very like pronounced. But Justin's doing it in an interview on live TV. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that he steals it. This is like Jimmy Kimmel at the award show recently, where he laid down and he messed up that woman's speech. Like he's just laying there on the floor. What the fuck are you doing, Jimmy Kimmel? Like that is wrong what you did. That is the same kind of behavior. That Jimmy Kimmel laying on the floor while that woman is getting her prize and trying to get her moment to shine, and Jimmy Kimmel's laying on the floor next to her. That's Justin Champagny signing someone in an interview. That is how I feel about it. It's like people came down on Jimmy for that. What the fuck are you doing, Jimmy Kimmel? Playing dead on the middle of the stage while this woman getting this hard-earned writing whatever award she got, an Emmy or whatever, and you're ruining her moment. It's the same behavior. It's the same behavior. It's a clown getting in the middle of somebody getting their spotlight. And I don't like that. I don't like that. So, all right, let's keep going. Monique saying, I said it once, and I'll say it again. Ron Jr., more than 10 seasons. Hope you can attend at 9:05, Lex. I haven't been back since the championship season. Well, Greg's invited me to come to the game on November 11th against the Westchester Knicks. So I think Adriana and I will come out there for it. The only thing is, it's a game day of Oklahoma City. We're playing in the Thunder on the main team in Oklahoma City the same day. So it's like one of these double headers. So if I go all the way out to Mississauga, watch the Knicks game, I got to get back home quick to try and watch the Thunder game and be able to report on it. So that's kind of something I'm trying to figure out, getting home from Mississauga quickly so that I can catch the Thunder game that's right after it. So, yeah. And Ron, I don't know. We'll have to see what his career is going to be like. It's funny because they released the roster for our training camp, and it has all the heights and the weights and the years they're going into. And Ron Harper is technically the heaviest guy on our team. Once again, he was the heaviest guy in summer league, and everybody's like, "Whoa, 245, Ron Harper Jr. Is he the heaviest person on our team? Seriously?" He's like heavier than Koloko. He's heavier than like Precious. He's heavier than Cam. It's really kind of crazy. So Ron Harper has a hidden mass to him that we might have to see like this year. Is like he's going to throw some weight around and stuff like that. We really didn't see anything of what Ron Harper does in Rico Hines or in Summer League, and that we're going to see it more in the season. We'll see it more. I have a really good feeling about him in Dowden. I really do. For some strange reason, I really, really do, and stuff like that. Let's see. Lolita saying, passing your talent to young ones will be your legacy. Hats off to the OGs. Yes, and to OG. Yeah, hats off to OG, Pascal, Fred. That's right. I'm like, why would you be so selfish? Like, this is just men that are scared. These are big men that are scared that somebody's going to come and take their job. If somebody's better than you and needs to take that job, they will, and stuff like that. But that's what it was. It was coming from a place of fear and stuff like that, and things like that. Fun guy saying messy situation. Yeah, whatever he did, he's dead to the Celtics. Udoka, he will not be coming back. They would have just fired him and straight up severed ties, but that would have made it even more crazy sensationalized. So they're basically going to wait till this dies down, and they're going to review things. But they're saying that they're going to review things and see how they want to go forward with this, but they've already decided. They're just not publicly telling us that this man is never going to coach for the Celtics again. Trust me, he's not. He's basically dead to Brad Stevens. And in some ways, Brad Stevens is super disappointed in him and hurt by him fucking things up like this. So, yeah, very messy. Lolita saying, I heard that Nets was interested about Ime. Yeah, they can be interested, but you know what? That may be part of the reason why they didn't just straight up fire him right now, is that they can say that they have him he's suspended for their team, and that holds him out from at least going and taking another job right away. I don't know how, like, if he will actually get another coaching job. Like I said, this happened with Derek Fisher, and nobody was going to hire him after this kind of shit happened. There's really is kind of a code, unspoken, about sleeping with people's wives and stuff like that. And this is what Udoka did within the organization. He may be, like I said, blacklisted from the league. And that if it's a very inappropriate behavior, like a lot of people are very upset about, then he deserves to not be able to coach in the NBA ever again. So I don't get your hopes up that the Nets are going to come get him. It may be that Kevin Durant's like, ooh, yeah, let's get this dude because I hate Steve Nash, but I don't know if anybody in the NBA is going to be able to come get him because there may be something unspoken in the league, just like with the NFL and Colin Kaepernick, that we're not going to use this guy ever again. Even though he's very talented, we know he could help a lot of different teams in this league, and he'd probably be a big upgrade. It may be that he's out just because there's broken codes that you just don't cross. Jake Caesar's here. Good to see another new name. Jake, we're here every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow we'll be here around 4:30. 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday special report. Fantasy basketball. Learn about fantasy basketball. I won't say football, but that's because everybody's talking about that right now. Fantasy basketball, how to draft, how to have some tips and tricks. We're going to do a live Raptor Freak Yahoo Fantasy Basketball draft tomorrow at 5 p.m. And hopefully most everybody who's in there will be there. If you're not, you'll get your team picked automatically. If you can't make it, you can pre-draft rank. So if you have favorite players that you want to favor, hopefully getting automatically, you can set that all up before time. Now, if you still want to play, there are still spots, and there is a link in this description for this video today. So if you just want to join, just click it and get in there. But the league draft is tomorrow, so you don't have that much time. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock, Jake. Let's see what he's saying. Do you think Malachi is going to get minutes this year? Yeah, I think he will. I don't know how much more he'll get, but he needs to build off that time when Fred got hurt in the middle of the season last year, and he got hurt shortly after. But that little bit of time where he started, he looked really good. Like he finally started to look like this is where he should be as far as like playing as point guard and stuff like that. I don't know. He's in a strange position because he's kind of like showing up to the Raptors when we're changing our regime to Vision 6'9". And that Freddie's kind of really the last big short guy, especially if Scotty's going to become our point guard of the future. That Freddie could be like really our main important last short guy. And it could be Malachi gets moved this year, that we trade him. I don't know. We got to see how well he can do and see if he can actually do it. I think he'll get some minutes. I think he may get more minutes than last year just because they really want to give him a good shot to really, really, really try and make it in his third year of his NBA career and stuff. So, yeah, I think he'll get some time, but it may not be much more than last year. And it may partly be predicated on whether Freddie's healthy or not. If Freddie's healthy, he may not play a whole lot. But if Freddie has to miss games, all of a sudden, Malachi's going to get minutes right away. Scott B's here. Good to see Scott B. It's been a bit. Always good to see you, man. Hey, man, long time. I have been catching you on and off all season. Great job. I want in on Fantasy League. How do I join? Scott. All right, so you can literally just like scroll down and look in my description for this video, and you'll see the link there. It's a very specific link, and just come on in and set it up. You have to have a Yahoo account or some sort of like Google account that'll interact with Yahoo to be in there. And yeah, we have all kinds of Gubstown Clink has joined. He is officially in our league. We got people like Tom Duke. We got Raymond Jacobs. We got, who else is in there? Cool Cat. We got a lot of the regulars in this channel are already in there. And Race Mode Daily, Kareem, Omari. These are all different people that are already in the Fantasy Basketball League. And I hope you'll join too, Scott. Get in there and get a spot. And we do have one rule in the draft. All of us are only allowed to have one rostered Raptor at any time. So if you draft Scotty Barnes, you're not getting another Raptor. So, because we want to spread the love, we want everybody to have a Raptor on their team. So nobody's stockpiling Raptors in this league. You can have one Raptor on your team. If you get a second one, I'm a commissioner change, sub it out, and give you the next best player that's on the waiver wire. So don't even try and do it because I will fix it. So make it count when you pick a Raptor in this draft because it's the only one you're going to get. You get Fred, you get Fred. You get OG, you get OG. You get Precious, you get Precious. It's just so everybody has a vested interest and somebody to root for on the Raptors, because I would stockpile them. I would just pick Raptors every single pick in other leagues. But this is the Raptor Freak Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League. And yeah, the fun thing is going to be we're going to do the real time and I'll be streaming at the same time and I'll react to you guys' picks and even give you my expert Fran Fraschilla, Jay Billis kind of analysis about the pick at the time, just like at the draft and stuff like that. So it'll be fun stream tomorrow, but it is going to be a little bit later in the day. I'm going to say maybe I'll start around 4:30, 4:45, just to get a little lead in time before it actually starts so we can get ready and then boom. And this draft won't take more than an hour. So it's not going to be a super long stream. But it's going to be a lot of fun. If we have a lot of teams in our league, that means we're going to have to go deep into the pool of NBA players. And we will be looking at people like Otto Porter Jr. and Thad Young as being players that are very useful in this league because it will go that deep. with so many teams in the league and stuff. So I hope you do join, Scott. So get on in there right now. Don't delay, because you might forget about it and then it's going to be tomorrow. But and there's going to be a prize for whoever wins this fantasy league. I'm going to figure out some sort of cool Raptor related prize for the person. By the end of the year, they'll get it and stuff like that when we figure out who wins and stuff like that. All right, Tom Duke, everyone's getting minutes, and we will load manage our starters whilst winning. Our starters will get the rest of varying amounts of full games. Yeah, I hope there is way more balance as far as like exerting Fred, Pascal, Scotty, OG, people like that. That there could be a really easy balance that we could find more with our bench this year, and that'll really save our health throughout the whole season, hopefully. This is what we're hoping for. Knock on wood, good health and good balance and stuff like that. Duke saying that block by Scotty on Achua to end the episode was vicious. The whole gym exploded. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. That was a good block by Scotty. So many cool highlights in that whole thing and stuff like that. Man, listen, I'm so happy we have Open Gym. We really are a very lucky organization. We have so many good things going on with us. So many good things going on with our team. Like, we really are an optimal kind of team. Like, seriously, our team is what the Lakers wish they were. Our team is what Miami wishes they were. They all wish they could be like the Raptors in some ways. Some department. They may have what we have in most of some departments. Like, Miami has a lot of the same things that we have in a lot of departments, but there are things that they lack that they don't have like we have and stuff like that. And I love that we're in such a good position. Like, really are. Like, the Raptors franchise is one of the best positions in the whole entire NBA as far as what's coming up in the future. Whether it's our young core, whether it's we have all our draft picks, whether it's that we just run really well, the fact that Bobby and Masai are so astute and they're continually improving the team, it doesn't seem like we can get any better and better. Well, let's go get Wancho. Boom. Let's go try out Josh Jackson. Boom. Oh my gosh. How did we get so good so fast? And that may be what a lot of NBA people are going to be saying this season, because they don't understand us. And they'll be like, how did the Raptors get so good so fast? Well, it's because y'all ain't been paying attention. But we have up here, and we can very much see what could be flowering open this year for us as far as success and wins and where we're placed in the Eastern Conference this season may surprise a lot of people. Now, anybody who's saying that Boston's just a shoe-in to be the favorite in the East, they need to shut up at this point, because they're going to have problems. This is not the same coach. This is going to be a very different kind of thing. And I don't know, the players are they're probably half-heartedly, they're very upset about this. They're going to be a little half-hearted, I think, in some ways about what's happened and stuff like that. So very interesting. Let's see. Tom Duke saying Greg's new content is all about load management. I saw that Greg put something up yesterday. I haven't watched it yet. I'll have to check it out. He talks about your double date. Awesome. All right. So I'm getting name dropped on Gubstown Clink. That's awesome. Well, I'll name drop them here too. Guys, if you're interested in more polished, well-produced Raptors content that has a comedic edge like mine, watch the Gubstown Clink. It's a great channel, a great YouTube channel for Raptors content, and he's hilarious. He has a lot of great observations and stuff like that. And he shouts me out, comes in here and stuff like that. I gotta shout at him right back. So Greg Hubbard, thank you, Greg. And you go, Clink. You keep going. I'm glad you're in the league with us. I know he's going to be a tough team in our league, Tom. We're going to have to watch out for Greg in that fantasy league. He's a stat head. He knows his stuff. Oh, yeah. And yeah, double date. All right, we're doing a double date. That's what it is. Okay, so he's bringing the missus, and I'll bring the missus, and we'll be there at the double date at Westchester Knicks. Yeah. November 11th. I'm a fun guy saying that Open Gym really made me like Ron Harper and his character. Yeah, I'd seen little bits of it already from the summer, and just hearing him and seeing what he said, like, I really like that he said he wanted to be a Raptor for a long time and that he's on the right team. He said this is the best two-way team in the league, meaning this is the best team to have a two-way for. And Jeff Doughton could tell him about this because he was on a two-way last year, and now he's going to be on a two-way with us this year. He can compare notes and tell Ron Harper. He's like, yeah, you're right, Ron. This is better because I know, because I was on the Orlando and I was on Milwaukee. I was in these different places, and this really is the cream of the crop, the best, the rise to the top. And Ron there's something about his personality and just who he is. I like how he's saying that he wants to get to know everybody, and he's really big social person. Like, he takes the time outside to really try and bond with all these dudes. And I hope they're opening up and bonding with him easily because he seems like a really good teammate. And I want to see him excel and do stuff on the court. Right now, we haven't seen a whole lot from him. But I know it's coming. I know it's coming, and I'm glad you saw that too. Like his character is very interesting. Obviously, he's going to know how to act as an NBA player because of his father. His father would probably teach him real easy how to be the best professional player he can be as far as being professional. Lolita saying heard that at the beginning it was both parties, but at one point she wanted it ended and that it was a bad part that he doesn't. Yeah, this is a classic story, Lolita. We all know in relationships we've been in that at some point somebody's feelings change or they don't want to be involved in something they know is like toxic and not right within an organization. And, he may have been like, this is too good, baby. And he'd be like, no, come on, you're breaking my heart. And so like, and then, how that people get when they're a little possessive. And then the ego of Udoka might have been a little ugly as far as like being possessive about this person and saying, no, we're going to do this still. Who knows? Like we could speculate all kinds of crazy ways about how he got across unwanted advances towards the woman continuing after she said no more. So yeah, this is something that we thought about. We talked about this a lot yesterday and we thought, well, maybe there's two women. Somebody said that, and I thought that I'd heard that it could have been the wife of one of the higher ups in the organization that was actually dealing with him. And so either way, it's all very Maury Povich toxic bullshit. Jerry Springer, get him out there and, let them fight, but pull them apart with Steve Wilkos if you have to. I don't know. Anyway, you don't want your team in the NBA to be mirroring a daytime talk show like Maury or Jerry Springer. And that's what I'll just say. This is that kind of shit that's going on there right now. All right, let's see. Scott's saying, I can't see it. Can you post it? Yeah, let me do that real quick. Let me just do that real quick. And then while I'm doing it, let's just see. They are announcing that the locker rooms for NBA teams are going to be open before and after the games. And this is the first time they've done this since the pandemic started. So this is interesting. We're going to get more Raptors interviews and content just because the locker rooms are open now. All right, let me see if this works. Scott, I'm going to post it right there in the chat. See if you can get that clip. Oh, Tom did it already. Tom. Oh, Tom, hang on. Tom. Hi, guys. I'm Justin Beaver, very famous beaver in Canada, maybe the most famous beaver in Canada right now. I just want to say that Tom Duke, Alexi is your son. What? That's a new one. Tom, you're my dad. Yes. I love you, Dad. All right. Hey, God. All right. That was weird. All right. That's how it works, right? You get son, then you get a new dad. He's like, Tom, you're my dad now. Oh, my gosh. All right. All right. Let's see. Lolita's saying it starts at the top. Owners, management, coaches, all the way down, first class. Proud of them. Exactly. Masai came in, and you don't know how Colangelo ran this team. Who knows? There may have been some toxic culture in the Raptors at different times. I know there has been at different times. I know Sam Mitchell was toxic at times. There's been different people that have been toxic in the Raptors. Butch Carter was very toxic. In fact, that's one of the things that McGrady said about leaving Toronto was the Butch Carter scandal with him and Marcus Camby at the time was very much a huge distraction and a problem on the team. So we know that people can be toxic in the Raptors. They have been in the history of it. But we've cleansed our team of toxins with Masai Ujiri coming in. He's almost like a doctor. He said, no, we're not going to do it this way. We're not going to have this happen or this happen or this happen. In fact, I'm going to celebrate women and put them in high positions of power in our team. And this is how we do things. And this has been like for 10 years. So this is a culture that's very foundational. Like it is a part of our identity and our DNA as a team. And that when we hire new people, we make sure that there's none of this kind of Udoka stuff. There's none of this Robert Sarver stuff. The people are for real and they're right and they're good people and they're very professional. And Lolita's right. It starts at the top and that is the role model that goes all the way down to the last guy on the bench and stuff like that. So Tom Duke saying, Ben Simmons told me on his Twitch that he would say hi to Steve for me. There was goofs being rude too, Ben. So I got outspoken and stuck up for him. He liked that. I just meant to be a fly on the wall. Okay, so Tom, wow, Tom, you're hanging out with Ben Simmons on Twitch now. I'm a little shocked, Dad. Why are you hanging out with the enemy? This is interesting, but this is kind of funny that you made a friend with him because you stuck up for him. Yeah, he's saying a lot of people coming at him from all different angles. I'm one of them. Sure, I've talked shit about him for sure. But that's nice that you said nice things to him, and stuff like that. He said told me that he would say hi to Steve for me. Steve, who? Steve, which Steve? What's the Steve? Steve on their team? Who's Steve? Oh, Steve. Steve Nash. That's who. Yeah, because Victoria, your connection from high school. Got it. Woo! The hamster wheel goes a little, and then it figures out he wants it. He's gonna say hi to Steve Nash for you. That's fantastic. Tom Duke, man. Next thing you know, you're gonna be an NBA agent. You keep doing this kind of stuff, all of a sudden you're gonna be representing players because you're just getting ensconced in the world of NBA players. Whether your friendship with Scotty Barnes at this point, now you're making friends with Ben Simmons. Look out. This man's gonna be an agent for Rich Paul soon. Look out, Tom Duke. LeBron might be calling you, say, Tom, we need you. We need you to come and represent Ben Simmons. His career is a mess. And nobody wants to, everybody hates him. Tom, help us. And then you come in there and fix things. Super agent Tom Duke. That's right. I see what's going on here, Tom. I love this. I love this. All right, cool. Go. You got the clip, the link, and hopefully you'll be in there, Scott. Please get somebody. We need somebody else too. So if somebody else is watching this, jump in there because we want twos. Right now we're at 14. If he jumps in, that's 15. We get one more, that's 16. I'll close the league down, even though there's 20 spots. So 4 of y'all jump in. We just want it to be an even number. So hopefully we can get one other person along with Scott B. All right, let's see. You bet. Dude, you come in there and play if you can. It's going to be a lot of fun. The link is in the chat right now, guys. Tom has posted it. I have posted it also. Very easy, very low maintenance. You don't have to do nothing. If you don't, you just want to let it ride and let it play with a certain lineup, go ahead. It's as much work as you want to put into it. Some people get real crazy and they get real detailed with the stats and really finessing and figuring out their lineup and stuff. You can do that. But if you don't want to invest a lot of time in it, also, you can play and have fun playing even still. So either way. All right, Nameless Sin. I love you, Dad. Yeah, I mean, listen, I went to Second City and I took like 4 years of improv classes, all kinds of different classes at Second City. So there is a bit of improv going on here that I'm definitely taking my skills that I learned from people like, who was somebody cool? I had Kevin Whalen and Paul Bates. These are some of my favorite teachers at Second City that I learned from there. Kevin Whalen and Paul Bates. Yeah, they're some of my favorites. Let's see. Tom Duke saying, I'm no one's daddy. I'm not either. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just riffing, making it fun. Tom's saying, gonna be fun. There's a spot to chat that we can keep the trash talking on Yahoo. Yeah, there's gonna be trash talking. We can trash talk a little bit. It's not head-to-head matchups. It's rotisserie. So you're not gonna feel like you're playing one person per week. It's going to be an ongoing thing. And it may really be like who jumps up above each other in the standings and different things like that. It's going to shuffle around a lot. And so I'm really excited about this draft. And I hope you guys do mock drafts that are playing in it. Get to know the interface so that you know what you're dealing with ahead of time and orient yourself so that when you come in, it's not all so foreign to you and you're like, whoa, what is this? What does this mean? Go in there and kind of mess around with it a little bit this afternoon if you haven't already, and do some mock drafts. And you can even see kind of where the players in the league are ranked in certain ways. And you may even feel like a pattern. Like if you say you're picking third, you can feel that beat of when you pick third in a draft and see what players are around those spots. And maybe kind of even you don't know what your draft position is going to be. We won't know until like 15 minutes before the draft. But it's good to try and mock draft at different spots in the draft, whether it's near the front, like the first pick, in the middle, or at the very end of the first round, and understand how the beats of which players are available at those different tiers and times as far as with the Yahoo rankings. Then you can figure out, okay, well, if I want to get Scotty, I'm going to have to get him either in the second or third round. And that's probably true if you want to get him. Now, I'm expecting Raptor Freak fantasy draft to be like, well, we might just pick Pascal first. Somebody might just go ahead and say Pascal, number one, bam, right away. So there may not be rhyme or reason to some of the stuff that happens. I love that about fantasy drafts. Do whatever you want. Just don't pick more than one Raptor is what I'm going to tell you right there. Yeah. All right, let's see. Tom Duke saying Steve Nash. I just saw him on there, so joined in. That's cool. So you saw Ben Simmons was just on Twitch, and you're like, oh, let me go see what's going on with Ben. What was he doing, Tom? Was he playing a video game? Was he just doing a Q&A? Was he reacting to videos? I bet you he was playing 2K23. I bet you that's what he was doing. That's what my guess is going to be. Let's see. Tom Duke saying, just entertaining myself and enjoy how open these young studs are. Well, it's cool and it's weird. It's a different age and era of accessibility with players. If they're going to be on Twitch playing video games, you can talk to them and really get to know them and stuff like that. It's really weird. Monique saying, Thad shoe giveaway discussion, Lex. Okay, so Thad's got shoes he's giving away. Is what I remember seeing the post on Instagram last night. Let me just go look at it. Yeah, there's Thad. What is he doing exactly? He's got a giveaway, and I think it has to do with his wife too. Okay, yeah, him and his wife are giving sneakers out. Sneakers, sweatshirt, suits, and other exclusive paraphernalia from the Thad Young autograph collection. This year, we decided to use social media and make it even bigger. So here's how to win at Thad's giveaway. Email him at thadyoungsocial@gmail.com and let him know your age and name and what your biggest goal is and how you plan to achieve it. Share this post, and then 5 people will win today. So I think hopefully it's not too late. They might have already done it. I see Monique's liked this post already. So look, it looks like there's all kinds of crazy shoes and stuff from his different points in his career and different places. And you can win an autograph Thad Young something. So go to his Instagram and read the rules. And maybe it's not too late. It looks like he posted this 21 hours ago. So it may have been for yesterday, but hopefully maybe you can still get in there and figure it out. Who knows? Tom Duke saying super easy to play. Even the draft picks can just be done by the computer. However, I didn't agree with their rankings. Yeah, a lot of people don't agree with their rankings. All right, we're doing a little bit of orientation for the draft tomorrow right now. They have the Yahoo rankings, then they have the average ranking draft position, and then they have like another ranking. So there's different ones. You may agree with one more. Now, I personally just make my own ranking, like Tom's saying right here. Just make your own ranking of where you put guys. And obviously, everybody has players they don't want to get and players they really want to get. So figure out who you really kind of want to avoid. I know a lot of people. I'm real interested to see where Joel Embiid gets picked. Like ESPN in their rankings has him like 4th in the league overall as a player. And I don't think he's that high. And it'll be interesting to see how far he falls in our draft just because we hate him. Yeah, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. It is really easy interface, Yahoo Fantasy Sports. So it is not tough to do for any of these rookies coming in that are a little worried or weary of it and stuff like that. Very, very easy to do. So don't worry about that. All right, let me just look over all the stuff. All right, we were talking about Sergio Scariolo. He's 51 years old, married to a former Spanish player. He has 2 daughters, and he is just a classy, awesome winner in the sport of basketball. And like I said, he's Spain's greatest basketball coach ever. He's won 4 EuroBasket golds and 1 bronze. He won a gold at the World Cup in 2019 in China. He won silver and bronze in the Olympics. So he is an Olympic medalist, and he has an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors. He has an Italian League championship as a rookie head coach. In his first year as a head coach in the Italian League, he won in 1988, y'all. 1988 was when Sergio was a rookie head coach, and you see this long storied career. We love you, Sergio, and you're always welcome here in Toronto. We love our Spanish Raptors from the Spanish team, whether it's Marc Gasol, Jose Calderon, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Lorenzo Brown, Sergio Scariolo. I always mess up names. I really should get names right better. All right, let's see. Scott's saying, all signed up. Love it. Going to be a great season. Yeah, they're going to be a prize. It could be something from my Raptors collection here in the house, like that knockoff Vince bobblehead. But it could also end up being something like, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be tickets. I don't know what it'll be. But yeah, there's going to be a prize for whoever wins this fantasy league. So it'll be good. Monique, I appreciate Sergio for his in-game mindset. Yeah, he's just like, listen, he's that kind of guy where if he says something, somebody's going to listen to him. Like he just seems like the kind of dude you want to hear what he's going to say because he has really good advice and he just commands the room like with his gravitas or his presence. He's like if he's coming in the huddle and he's going to start saying something, people are paying attention. They're not like looking over there. They're listening to Sergio. That's for sure. Monique, you should try one more time to get in this fantasy league. I think that you really enjoy it if you can get in there. And I know that you had a little trouble trying to access it and getting in there and stuff like that. I mean, Adriana had to make a whole new like Yahoo email just to be able to play. And you don't have to use it or anything. Just make one up just for real quick, just for this league and stuff like that. Because we really love to have you involved in this league. If you can do it, if you can figure it out today, because I think you really, really enjoy it, Monique. And it'll be something nice for you to like really get into the stats in a fun way. Like I know you already do this. But Yahoo's interface is so good for looking at stats from the next day and different things like that. So let's see. Tom Duke saying our women versus Japan is next. Yeah, I'm not sure what time this game is, but Tom Duke, you know that's good stuff that you brought that up. Yeah. Tom Duke, thank you for bringing up the Canadian content in this stream today. In fact, Tom, you're just winning all over. You have a new nice son named Alexi, and now you've brought up Team Canada, and we're very proud of our women in Canada and that are doing so well in Australia in this World Cup tournament, who are 2-0 right now. In Japan, you're the next on our list. We're taking you down, baby. We're taking you down like a great white oak that's going to go over a river and become a dam. Yeah, that's how we're taking you down, Japan. So you just get ready. And all you Raptor fans and Canada fans out there, you stay up late and watch Team Canada beat Japan. Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. And what is it that I say next? I'm your son. Oh, yeah. Alexi's my son. All right, let's see. All right. 3:30 a.m. tonight. That's right. 3:30 a.m. Maybe you go out and you stay out all night. Maybe you come home, you're a little tipsy. You're like, let's put the Canada game on. Saturday night fun. Yeah. Duke saying, I joined, not a fantasy guy, but I'll give it a go. Cool. Well, this is the perfect league for people who've never played before. I'm serious. This really is. It'll be a lot of fun because like we'll be talking about it on the stream from time to time. Of course, it's not going to overwhelm and become, but it may be a little bit of a segment we do at the end of streams where we just do the fantasy check-in. And that may be my rule, just so we don't overwhelm the regular content on the stream with too much fantasy stuff. And I know some people aren't interested in the fantasy stuff at all. So maybe I'll just do like a couple minutes of fantasy update at the end of streams. And that'll be the designated time for us to talk about it. I'll just say, so, all right, let's talk about the fantasy. And then boom, we can get in on that because I want to delineate between the content with that. And like I said, this is a great league for beginners. My girlfriend's playing in this league and she has never, ever played any kind of fantasy sports, not fantasy football or nothing. So it's really easy. And like I said, and you don't have to do a whole lot. And it's going to be just fun for our community. And a little bit of trash talk and a little bit of fun. And it's always kind of, I look at fantasy sports kind of like stocks. It's like you're like got a guy on your team and you're kind of rooting for. So you want to see those Siakam stocks rise and stuff like that. So you have a little bit more of a rooting interest in some ways when you're watching games. Like you may find yourself rooting for 76ers just because they're on your team. And it'd be like, whoa, does not compute. You know, why am I cheering for James Harden right now? Oh, yeah, he's on my fantasy team. So that kind of stuff happens too. So it's a lot of fun, Duke. And I'm really glad you're in there too. Awesome. So we got 16 now in the league. I might just shut it down and close it up for the day so that we have that good number. But if you want to get in there right now because there ain't going to be much time. Raymond Jacobs saying, stop doing that, Lex. You can't see all of Justin. And he looks like he was giving you a BJ. Oh, my God. Oh, really? I don't know. I'll rewatch it, Raymond Jacob, and I'll see if this was adult in the way it looked. All right, I'll have to see that, Raymond. I'm trying to work on my puppetry. Like before, I had them too low, and you could see me. I'm trying to cover myself, and I don't know. I'll figure it out, Raymond Jacob. But yeah, Justin Bieber is a work in progress, obviously. I'm a fun guy saying me and Pascal share the same birth month and just a year older, my African brother. Yeah. Okay. So Pascal's just a year older than you. Wow. Or you're a year older than him. I'm not sure. So you're in your late 20s and stuff like that. Okay. Raymond's saying, just move him back so you can see his mouth too. Okay. All right, Raymond. I can't tell where he's at. Like, I really need a spot like somebody would have on a stage. Like, this is your spot, Johnny Carson, where you do your monologue. I got to figure out a spot or how to spot just Justin Bieber for when he makes his appearance and stuff like that. It's hilarious. Monique saying, I'm booking my ride for the game in a few weeks. All right, Monique is going to be at Chicago preseason game, Scotty Bank Arena, Sunday in October. Yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to get together. Scott B saying, I will donate a Pascal jersey for the winner if you plug the company. Whoa, seriously? Scott B, you know I will plug y'all's companies. I'm all about plugging Tada for Canadian Cowboy. Tada, carpet cleaning and window cleaning and remodeling, every kind of job. The brothers Tada will come by your house and help you out if you need help with things around your house. So, Scott, you let me know what your business is, and I will definitely push it, even if you don't do the jersey thing you're talking about. Like, I'm all about pushing you guys too. This is what we're doing here. We're helping everybody out in different ways. So yeah, I will plug your company, whatever it is. Just let me know what it is. And also, we'll talk about that. You don't have to do that jersey thing. I can figure out something that I've got that here. I may have something already that I could just say, oh, this is a cool artifact from my years and years of being a Raptors fan. And, because I have stuff like I have purple headbands from when Vince and them wore them. I could not that that's a very substantial reward. That's what I'm saying. I got to figure out the sweet spot and what the right item is. And who knows? We'll see. Tom Duke's saying, sweet action, Scott. Get a team too. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to be in Montreal for the preseason games against the Celtics. Awesome. Scott B signed up. And yeah, listen, he's been wondering who's going to be where and what games. Scotty Barnes. He's been asking who's going to be in Victoria, who's going to be in Montreal, who's going to be in Edmonton. And I'd like to see Raptor Freaks at all the events across Canada. I don't know if we have an Edmonton person right now, but we definitely have people that are going to be at BC Open Practice, and we have people that are going to be here in Toronto for sure. And now we know we're going to have some people at Montreal game also. This is awesome, Scott B. Represent the Raptor Freak cult in the right way out there and yell it at him. If you yell Raptor Freak at Scotty, he will look up at you and he'll be like, where? Where is he? Where is he? I got to talk to this guy because he's always on my stream. But yeah, he knows who we are. He knows who Tom Duke is. He knows who I am. And if you talk about the Raptor Freak to Scotty Barnes, he'll know exactly who you're talking about and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, let me see. One more thing. I just want to go through and make sure I hit everything. The Open Gym episode's out, guys, for Summer League in Las Vegas. Definitely watch it. It's such a love and celebration of the Raptors and seeing these guys and how they are and stuff like that. I'm really happy that we're starting back up next week. And then also Brittany Donaldson hired by Detroit Pistons and Coach Casey. It is what it is. Good for her. I'm happy for Casey also getting a good coach, and also Rashard Lewis and Keith Bogans are also going to be coaching underneath Coach Casey this year. They're going to open up the NBA locker rooms finally this year before and after the game. So we can expect to see more interviews with the Raptors and stuff like that before and after games. We haven't seen as much this past year or so because of pandemic restrictions and stuff like that. What else? Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure Ime Udoka will never be coaching the Boston Celtics ever again, and he may never be coaching in the NBA ever again from this fallout, the way it's happening. Robert Williams III is going to be out now for 8 to 12 weeks instead of 4 to 6 weeks. So they just doubled up the time that his recovery is going to take. It may have to do with this Udoka stuff. And now we may not see Robert Williams for Boston for 3 months. And that will really hurt them. If the longer he's out, the worse it is for them. Let's just put it that way. Shams is saying that Candace Dupree from the WNBA has been hired by Greg Popovich to be on his coaching staff. That's kind of going along with the Becky Hammon route there. It's really nice. Iguodala is coming back for one more year. He's telling Steph, this is the last year. You're not going to get me to come back another year after this. So those just general NBA news and notes going on right around now. right now and stuff like that. We love you, Sergio. We love you, Sergio. We love you, Sergio, so much. You are such a badass and a part of the Raptor extended family in your time here, and we appreciate you. You are a winner. You go, Sergio, getting another EuroBasket Championship with Spain this past week. We wanted to celebrate this because you're just a badass. And thank you guys all for joining the fantasy league. We're going to be tomorrow. I'll say maybe we'll come in at around 4:30. I'll start the stream at 4:30 tomorrow, and we'll have a half hour of general news and notes and prepping to get into the live draft. If anybody needs any help doing anything right before the draft or any questions about the interface, I'll be there on the live stream to tell and help and walk us through stuff like that. And we'll live react to the picks. And this is going to be entertaining. Trust me. It's going to be very fun to see who picks who and what the teams look like and stuff like that. So tomorrow, Sunday special report on fantasy basketball, playing fantasy basketball and what to do, tips and tricks and fun and stuff like that. The live stuff like that. It's going to be really good. Let's see. Monique's asking about Scotty's stream yesterday. Scotty did get on Twitch yesterday for 5 minutes. He was barely on. I caught like 2 or 3 minutes of it. What he was doing was he was on 2K, and I don't think he knew he was on Twitch. I think that he turned it on by accident because he wasn't talking to us. And he was going, you know what he was about to do? I think he was about to play my team. He was about to play the mode on 2K where you make a team and you play through team stuff. And he doesn't play that mode very much on there because he doesn't want people to see what he's deciding with team players in the NBA and stuff like that. This is probably part of the reason why he'd never play NBA fantasy like we're going to, is because, you know, you find out information about who he drafts or who he like cuts, and then you find out things about how he perceives other players in the league. And he can't do that on NBA 2K either. And I think he was about to start playing a mode on there where it's something that he doesn't need us to be watching him when he plays it, basically is what I'm saying. But I think he didn't realize he was online, Monique, because he was not on very long. I saw that he was on like 2 minutes into when he got on. I said, oh, he's on. And I went and sat with him for like 3 minutes, and then he logged off just like suddenly. I didn't even notice when he logged off. And he didn't interact with the chat at all. So I think it was just a mistake. And then Lloyd did a similar one late, like last night, but it was once again very short. I think he just jumped on for like 5-10 minutes. I didn't even catch it until he was gone. And so I don't know what he was doing on there. He may have been playing with Scotty at that point. I just didn't see it. So yeah, there was a little bit of Twitch activity yesterday. None of it is recorded or saved, so we can't see any of it. But the stuff that I did see of Scotty on Twitch yesterday, he was dealing with another game mode on 2K23. And it's a game mode that we don't need to watch him play, is basically what, because it would give away stuff about how he feels and stuff. So let's see. Fun guy saying opening day is going to be me with a fat joint and some good red wine. Can't wait. Fun guy, man, living the life. I love it. I love it. You know, I almost asked Scotty your question about doing his hair like Kawhi, and I thought, nah, you know why? Because I don't think I've ever seen him do the Kawhi or the Allen Iverson cornrows. So I don't think I'm going to ask him that, just because I don't think he would do it. I don't think it's in his wheelhouse of hairstyles that he does. So have we seen him do that hairstyle? I don't think we have. Tom Duke saying, nice. Let's go, freaks. Real ones represented across our wonderful nation. Go Canada. Yes, Tom Duke. Tom Duke, I'm so proud you're my dad today. Yes, yes. Let's see. Why did Sergio have 4 fingers up in that picture? That's because those are the 4 World Cup EuroBasket championships that he's won. Those are the 4 championships represented in the fingers. That is 2009, 2011, 2015, and 2022. So those championships aren't even right close to each other. You got to look at that. You got the first one in Poland in 2009, the second one in 2011 in Lithuania. And then he left the team for a while. He wasn't even involved in Spain's team, and then he came back. And he won the next 2, 2015, France, and then he's back 7 years later in Germany, 2022. So the 4 represents the 4 times he's won that trophy. That's what it is. There you go. Scott saying, I don't mind. Think it's a great idea and right guy. I love Pascal. You know what, Scott? If you do this, you're awesome. It's just like Isaac Campbell was donating stuff for the meet and greet. If you want to do this, I am all for it. It's just, you know, if you don't, I won't hold it against you either. But it's a very nice idea. And if you want to do it, hey, and like I said, I will do advertising for your company all kinds of different ways on here. I don't mind doing that. In fact, I'd much rather do advertising in that way than the normal kind of YouTube ways and stuff like that. So I'm a fun guy. Hey, bro, can you keep the fantasy open for now? I'm going to sign up by 3 p.m. today. All right, we'll get you in there, fun guy, but do it right away. Do it as soon as you can because I'll leave it open till like midnight, and then maybe we'll get to 20 teams. I don't know. We've got 16 now. I want to get an even number though, so we're going to try and get an extra person if you do get in there and we don't have somebody else. So we'll have to see. Gee, what's up, freaks? Wancho will be speaking on media day, apparently, which is pretty much shows how the team feels about him. Yes, I saw that tweet by Oren Weisfeld yesterday. Good job, Oren, getting the inside scoop and finding out who's on media day. Wancho is slated on the media day schedule to speak to us, and that is kind of tipping the hat that he's going to be on our roster no matter what. I really do believe this. So this is going to be fun. Of course, they want to talk to Wancho. He just won a championship in Europe. So they're going to want, the media is really going to want to talk to him. But yeah, this does say that. And I'm glad you brought it up because I remember hearing about this yesterday and I forgot to talk about it today. So thank you, G. Once again, G, are you in the league, G? You should get in there too. Get in the fantasy league. I mean, even if you don't care about it too much, just do it just for fun. Please, G, join the league also. The link is in the chat and it's also in the description for this video. It should be there. I don't know why it isn't. Let's see. G, you got to get a team in there, boss. That's right. That's what Tom's saying. We want to see G in there also. Fun guy saying, no, not Scotty. Laugh out loud. OG hair. You want OG to do the hair that way? You want OG to do the Kawhi Leonard hair. Okay. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll try and talk to him about that. I think I have seen OG do that hairstyle. So G saying, no, Tom, no team for me, but we'll hear all about yours. All right. G's not into playing. That's fine. It's a free country. At least it is still now. All right. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please hit subscribe button. It really, really is the best way you can help my channel. And like, comment, share. That stuff helps too. But yeah, tomorrow, 4:30 will be when I start my stream. Don't look for me in the morning. So let's all sleep in tomorrow and stuff like that. 4:30, big time drafting. So get in some mock drafts today if you can. And if you want to join still and you're watching this later this evening, I will leave it open till midnight. Let's do that. I'll leave it open till midnight. But if I'm getting close to midnight and I have an even number, I'm just going to close it down. So fun guy, get in there this afternoon and hopefully we'll get one more person in there. If I can't get somebody from this video or somebody jumping in, I'll probably just call one of my friends and say, hey, will you jump in this league real quick and stuff like that. So we have an even number. Let's see. Duke's saying, how many rounds in the draft? There's going to be like, the team, there's going to be 15 or 17. We have the whole roster, like a regular roster. You're going to have like 15 players plus 2 injured reserve. So I think that you get 15. I think it's 15, and then you can have rostered 17, though. So it is a full team. It's a full roster. G, play for Mo. Laugh out loud. Yeah, G, why don't you get in there and play for Monique? If Monique can't get her team on there, she's having trouble getting into the league. Do it for her, G. Come on, man. Tom Duke saying 11 or 12 rounds and will take about an hour. Yeah, I think it's actually 15 because I think I made. I'm not totally positive, but it will take about an hour. They don't take super long like they used to. Oh my gosh, those drafts used to take like 2 or 3 hours. Yahoo's done a really good job consolidating it and making it really quick. But that also means you have to be on your toes and ready. Yeah. Let's see. Duke said you counted 17 teams in there right now. All right, we'll get one more team in there. If you get in there, fun guy, we'll be good and stuff like that. All right, guys, thanks once again for joining me. We love you, Sergio. Please come back and visit Toronto soon so we can all hang out with, beverages on a classy Toronto patio and just be champions, be winners. Yeah, winners. Okay, there's 17 rounds. Yeah, that makes sense because you're going to get 17 players, just like a regular NBA roster and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, let's go Raptors, and let's go Team Canada ladies. Beat Japan tonight. Yeah.